Are you a racist? Are you a sexist? Are you an autist? How can you be sure? Now, I'm willing to bet that out of the 3 words I just said, most of you know the definition of 2. The third, autist, being the one that you don't know, it's probably the one that you are guilty of doing. OMG, LOL, and selfie are all words that are fairly new to our vocabulary, yet have been given definitions and put into dictionaries like Merriam-Webster's dictionary and Oxford's dictionary. So what is autism? As defined by Humphreys in 1975, autism is a notion or idea that one is superior based on one's ability to hear. So, from the get-go, if you are someone who is hard of hearing or deaf, immediately you are considered to be less than. Now, deaf people and hard of hearing individuals deal with oppression in a variety of forms, but not including the word autism, which has been petitioned by many deaf people to be put into dictionaries, adds insult to injury. The exclusion of this word, which is widely used in many deaf studies programs, not only on campuses like here at AVC, but at other universities, is just insulting. The word autism in the deaf community carries the same weight as the word racism. Now, despite the various ways that autism is shown, Eckhart and Rowley's Autism, a Theory of Practice and Audiocentric Privilege discusses 3: metaphysical autism, individual autism, and systematical autism. Now, what is metaphysical, systematical, and individual autism? I'll explain. Metaphysical autism is defined by Bowman as the orientation that links human identity and being with language defined as speech. So if you're someone who uses a spoken language, then you are human and you have an identity. But anybody who uses something else like visual language, the deaf community and hard of hearing use this, then you're immediately considered less than being human. Systematical autism is when one believes that you are worth more than a deaf person. For example, at work, I may be working the same job as a deaf individual, but they've been working for a few more years, yet I believe I deserve more money based on the fact that I can hear and they can't. Or at school, say you're doing a group project and you believe, well, I better get a better grade than that deaf person because, well, I can hear, I can communicate better, I can connect with more people. That is systematical autism. Now, individual autism is something that a deaf individual faces or a hard of hearing individual faces on a day-to-day basis. Usually, deaf children are born to hearing parents. When this occurs, most of the time, the hearing parents don't learn sign language, immediately excluding children from things like family affairs, conversations at the dinner table, and these things limit the growth of the individual. Now, how does autism affect a deaf individual? And how do our behaviors and thoughts of autism affect them? Well, I have 2 stories. I've had the privilege to make many friends in the deaf community and have many acquaintances in the deaf community. And 2 of their stories really impacted me. One was a young man who told me that the hardest thing for him with dealing with autism is always being told what he could not do. You cannot go outside and play because you won't see or hear a car and you'll get hit. Oh, you can't go to school outside of high school because what are you really going to do with your education? Where are you going to work? So for him as an adult, it has been very difficult to decide what can I do, what can I not do. He has a difficult time making those decisions now. On March 12, 2014, I had the privilege to go down to CSUN and attend an autism lecture led by Dr. Flavia Flesher. She is a deaf instructor and the department chair for the Deaf Studies program out there. And she said that for her, it was really shocking growing up with a good friend who had the same credentials, had the same education, Yet one day, when they attended a social event, her friend was caught telling another person who was hearing, it would be awful to be deaf. And she lip-read this. And it was then that she realized that no matter how smart she was, no matter how well-rounded she was always going to be, to the hearing community, just that, deaf. And could you imagine if I told you that the worst thing that could happen to me is if I was anything like you? Now, these stories aren't few and in between. They happen often, usually on a daily basis to the deaf and hard of hearing community. In a journal by Oxford, Kavam and Associates say that 43% of deaf women and 28% of deaf men have some kind of mental distress. Usually they feel this is linked to autism that they have to face from the moment that they are born. Now, despite many autistic behaviors and thoughts, I personally don't believe that this is from sheer evil. I think it has to do with ignorance, to be quite honest. And my goal here today is to inform you all of the word, what it looks like to be autistic, and its effects on a community. Now, historically, it's been college-age individuals who have brought about social change. I'm not here to ask you to make any changes. I'm only here to inform you. And at least I know that there's a room full of individuals who are now aware of what this word is and what it does. And I truly do believe that in knowledge is power.